Hi. So I'm just having a casual chat with you guys tonight. I have to stuff all these manuals to send them out to the students in my group coaching program, and I was like, I'm gonna talk while I do this. So that's exactly what I'm doing. For those of you who are new to my page, have never seen me live, welcome. I'm Shakti Rios. I'm a metaphysical life coach. I'm also a body worker, and I've been doing both of these in some capacity for a long time. So if you come to my page, you're probably going to find things like fitness and nutrition support. You're probably going to find things like general life coaching, metaphysics. I talk a lot about alignment. I talk a lot about manifestation. You're also going to find, if you're local to Atlanta, my schedule for bodywork sessions. I have a private practice, and starting in May, it is a full-time private practice, which I'm very excited about. So that's me. That's my page. Welcome. Hi, Tanya. It's so good to see your name on my screen and hopefully your face soon in person. I am going to talk a little bit tonight. I'm going to share this video out, so say hello as you're coming in so that you can join me and we can chat about this. All right, say hello, hello. Hi, Maddie. And share. All right, sharing it out. So good. Welcome, welcome. It's so much easier for me to share it like this, where I can read your comments on the computer, so that's why I'm choosing to do it this way. It's just a lot easier. So I have a couple groups that I'm also sharing this in. For those of you who are new to me and don't know about my groups, I have a fitness community. I also have an alignment community. So if you go to my page, you can check out the groups linked to this page. There's one called Alignment Activation. It's free and open for everyone to join. There's also one called Workout Warrior Wellness Studio that is specifically for my fitness and nutrition clients. There's other one called Motherhood Shakti, which is about the conversation of sexuality in women post-children. That's specifically for moms. If you're a mom and you're looking for support, you can join that group. You can request to join. All right, so I am done sharing videos. I think I'm done. Actually, I don't know what I just did. I'm pretty sure I just shared it to the wrong group, or I shared it to a group twice. I wouldn't put that beyond me. All right. Okay, so I'm putting this down and I'm gonna read your comments through here. So if you're commenting, I'm gonna catch it through here and I'm gonna prep materials. All right, so I wanted to come on here and talk about, I've been reflecting a lot on my journey, and I've probably been really high in reflection. By the way, look how beautiful these manuals came out. Can I just like have a shout out for my manuals? These are the manuals that I send out for my group coaching program. Every single month we have a new theme. I design these things myself. I put them together. I put all the prompts, all the material in there together myself. I have them printed and bound, and I mail them to my students. They are so beautiful, and every single month they look just amazing. I'm so proud of them. Some of my favorite things that I do is creating these manuals for you guys. All right, so now I'm just gonna prep them with you guys. Starting in May, for those of you who don't know, I will be a full-time entrepreneur. For the past 3 years, I have been building an online business, a couple of online businesses. I have different branches of my business that I've been building. And then recently in October of this past year, I started building a private massage practice, which I had never done before, really built my own practice. And at the beginning of this year, I decided to go solo with my massage practice. I had a job where I was doing massage at a gym, and I had been there for 4.5 years. And I quit that job this month, and this Monday is my very last day there. And so it's getting really real right now. This whole like entrepreneurial venture is getting super real for me. And there's been so much that's come up that I'm reflecting on my journey and the things that I have done and accomplished and have dared to do. And I thought about where all of this even started, where the desire to have my own business, to be an entrepreneur, where the desire to work with my specialties in all my different areas is in health and fitness. I really work with healing body shame and healing the pretty shitty relationship most of us have to food and to our body, our image of our body and the relationship to our body. And that portion of my work was born directly as a result of my own journey with having a very terrible relationship to my body. I had an eating disorder at a very young age. I was probably like 10 or 11 when I first started not eating. So my version of that was just completely not eating at all. And then it turned kind of into flares between binge eating and emotional eating. And that was the majority of my adult life, was this relationship between binge eating and emotional eating. And when I became an online fitness coach 3 years ago, that's again one fragment of my business and the services I offer, I really started that journey because I was in the tailspin of postpartum depression and anxiety. I had a new baby who was about 4 months old, and he was a wonderful baby and a healthy baby, blessed be, but I responded to the delivery of that child and bringing that child into my life very poorly. I had a very strong negative reaction, and I was tail spinning from there on out. And so all of those behaviors that had sort of followed me my entire life, all the emotional eating, all the binge eating, all the depression, the anxiety, just the volume knob got turned way up, and it got very, very bad. I was very heavy. I was uncomfortable in my body. And that's when I started doing my online workout programs, and I started doing these really simple nutrition programs to try and reclaim my sanity and reclaim myself. And that really changed my entire life. The very simple decision to do that and then to make a business out of it and to help other people do the same thing I was doing radically altered the course of my life. And it pulled me out of that depression. It pulled me out of that dark place, and it gave me this new sense of purpose and this new sense of hope. And it, along the way, has taught me so much about the relationship of body and mind and what it means to cultivate a relationship to your body. We think that because we have a body, we're just like, I have a relationship to my body. Like, everybody knows how to do that. And that's not actually true. You're born in a body, but you don't actually know how to have a relationship to your body. Most of us have very dysfunctional examples of what a relationship to our body even is. We didn't really have great role models. We didn't have anybody telling us about how to talk about our bodies or treat our bodies. And so we've grown up with these really dysfunctional patterns around body image, and how we feed ourselves or how we don't, how we move or how we don't. And I've become fascinated with that, with really understanding so many of us, our primary issue with body and food is mind. It's not your willpower. It's not really your intention. Like, we're all well-intentioned, and I think all of us have a decent amount of willpower. It's the templates. It's the templates you built about body and you from a very, very early age that have sort of shaped the way you function as an adult in the world. And many of us have no idea that we're doing that. None. So my specialty as a life coach is really unearthing those templates and helping you recreate them and align with what you actually say you want in your life. My clients come to me because they're like, I want to do this. I want a life that looks like this. I want a life that operates like that. But what they're actually doing in their life is not what they say they want. Whether they come to me for relationships, they say, I want these kinds of relationships. And then when we get into their relationships, they are operating completely dysfunctionally and very opposite of what they say they want. Or if it's food or exercise, they say they want something and then they operate completely differently than that. And the same thing with money, and the same thing with everything. Like, the very same concepts that I teach to my clients about templates apply to every single major area of your life. I just happen to hone in on very specific areas in the work that I do. And I found it fascinating that it was my story with body image dysmorphia and my story with eating disorder and so many really unhealthy relationships that I had to my body that led me to this place where I can now bring in people and help them fix that template. Like, I don't fix it for them. I create the container for them to fix it for themselves. I think that's insanely powerful work. And I get to do that in so many areas of their life. I get to do that with their wealth. I get to do that with their relationship, with their weight. And the reason I can do that, it's because I have done that with all of those areas of my life. I have generated income that far supersedes anything I thought I'd be able to do, especially being first generation immigrant kid, like immigrant family child, right? Like I had a template for poverty that was pretty strong. So to have created the kind of life where I am an official business owner, as in I have a business entity that I am the CEO and founder of, that has its own like legal life, and I am a full-time entrepreneur, is crazy. That's a crazy thing for me to say that I have accomplished, and I've done that because of the amount of mental work that I've done. Same thing with my journey out of postpartum depression and anxiety, with my 35-pound weight loss story. I have done the same thing in all of those areas of my life. I have used slightly different tools depending on the area of my life that I was addressing, but I've literally corrected course or aligned in all of those areas of my life the same way. And with my marriage, I was married once before my current marriage, and it was not an aligned marriage. And I have since found an aligned partnership that has required a lot of work. I'm not saying it's like daisies and roses all the time, because I don't think that's what a relationship is. But I have since found a partnership that was aligned for me. And now I know the difference when I'm talking to people about what that feels like versus what it doesn't feel like. I've also done psychic work for over 11 years. So if you're new to my page, you don't know anything about me, I have actually been doing psychic work since I was like 21, 22 years old, okay? It's a long time to be doing that work. I don't do readings, individual readings anymore. Now I have coaching contracts that I do with clients, and when they come to me in their coaching contract, I use that gift with them in their sessions. And I found that to be a far better use of my energy and of my ability, because it creates long-term cumulative effects. What was happening in the individual readings was you get a reading, you get some clarity, you forget. You know, you go back into your life and you get overwhelmed with life again. And I was realizing that just wasn't working for people. So I created a system where I could actually bring you in on a consistent basis and meet with you every week and have you really sustain that change. So that's how I work with clients now. And so the combination of all the things I've done, I've been a body worker for 7.5 years. I've done psychic work for 11 years. I'm also a minister. I'm very studied in traditional Christian books. I was going to call them books, lump them all together, but also metaphysical studies and also world studies. One of my degrees in college is actually classical civilization. So I got to study a lot of the origin of religion, a lot of the mystical traditions, which was so incredible and such a joy to study. So I have a very, very diverse background of learning as well as personal experience. And the combination of those two things has really illuminated a pathway that I could not have imagined creating for people like you guys now that are working with me or that want to work with me. And I wanted to share the bit of my story of where I have been, because I think sometimes when you see someone like myself or someone else online that you admire, that you follow, that has a pretty powerful energy, that has created a really a stream of success for themselves, we tend to say, well, it must be easy for them because blah, 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 blah. Or, you know, they are like that, or they have that because blah, 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 blah. But there more often than not, those very same people that you're looking at, that you're admiring, that you're celebrating, they have these kinds of beginnings and stories. They have the kinds of stories that looked like a shit story in the very beginning. It didn't look like what they managed to create out of that and put into the world. And I share that with you because a lot of you guys have templates that are currently really holding you down. You have templates about your weight, you have templates about relationship, you have templates about money, you have all of these templates that feel very heavy, all of these default ways of showing up in the world that feel like you're never going to change, like you're never going to be able to be different than you are right now. And I want you to know that you are completely 100% capable of being different than you are right now. You are completely 100% capable of creating the kind of person that you deeply desire to be. You might just need support. You might just need the help to get you there. I didn't get here alone, you guys. I have been mentored by some of the most amazing human beings. I'm so blessed to have had the mentorship I have had, from the counseling that I got when I was younger, and the kind of nonviolent communication training that I had by a community called Satvatov that was amazing and life-changing, to my psychic mentor, Bernadette, who really took me in and mentored me, to my life coach now that I work with, Brooke Castillo, who I'm learning so much from. So understand that I have invested in my own growth even when I didn't have the money to do that, because I knew that my mind was the ticket to where I wanted to be. I knew that about me. I knew that I had this story that was really tough, and that I had to break a lot of self-limiting beliefs that I had built around myself, and that if I wanted to do that, I needed help from people who knew how to do that. Because I sure as hell was on a hamster wheel doing the exact same thing over and over again and getting the same damn result. And it doesn't work. You're never going to get off the hamster wheel. If you knew how to get off the hamster wheel, you would have, right? And this is why I'm such a huge proponent of personal development. I'm such a huge proponent of seminars and workshops and coaches and programs, because the more you know, the more you know. And sometimes as you're knowing, it kind of stays in your brain until it finally sinks into your body. But what I love about the work that I do with my clients as a coach is that I want you to get in the body. And I think this is where my expertise as a body worker for so many years and as an energy therapist really serves me as a coach. Because when we're coaching together, there's an understanding about what happens in the body with certain emotions and certain thoughts that I don't think everybody understands who hasn't had the opportunity to be a body worker, to work with people and to watch those physical releases happen on a table, like I have watched them happen on a table, right? There's things that happen during body work that don't just happen when you're talking to somebody, because on body work, you're bypassing the brain and you're going straight into the nervous system, and you're going straight into that subconscious memory that's now in the tissue, right? It's very different than talking to someone, because when they're talking, you're engaging their conscious mind, and it allows for defenses that can't really happen when you're in the body, right? So there's a different level of knowing that occurs when you can bridge those two things and really coach people with that understanding. I think that's really, really powerful. And actually, I was coaching one of my friends who's an amazing shaman. Her name is Adelina Vaughn, and we went to massage school together, and she's now a priestess of ayahuasca. She's an incredible human being, and you should find her and contact her if that's your stuff. But I was coaching her in something she was processing, and almost instantly she was like, I literally feel like something physically has been lifted off of me after you coached me through this. And that's the feedback I get a lot, because I see myself as doing that energy work on people when I'm coaching them, and I'm physically helping them elevate and clear. And again, this is stuff I have cultivated from my past, from my history, from just going to massage school on a whim because I felt like the right thing to do at the time, and pumping thousands of dollars into a certificate I didn't know what I was going to do with, from all of the mentorship that I invested in to help me find my path and to figure out that I even had a love for coaching, etc., etc. So I'm sharing all of this because I want you guys to see that your journey is extremely specific to you, and it's tailored perfectly for you. And sometimes we get bleak in believing we're never going to find a way out because we're so stuck in the story, we just can't see the other side of what we're experiencing. But there is another side. Hi, Patty. Hi, Lauren. Oh, I see all your comments now. Yeah. The story is, the templates are very convincing. They're very convincing. And they can be very aggressive. And something I'm noticing in opening a private practice and making that very big decision, which has really triggered a lot of my fear points, and a lot of my not enoughness has come up as a result of making that level of a big financial commitment and just general decision, is that we never stop experiencing that. We never stop bumping up against stuff that makes us feel uncomfortable. We never stop. If we're really truly living and we're really truly growing, that's never going to stop. You're constantly going to be bumping up a new version of yourself, a new growth that you want to experience that's going to make you feel uncomfortable. But what does happen over time is you get masterful at using your tools and you start to understand alignment. And again, my group coaching program is called Alignment Mastery Program, because this is really my greatest aspiration, is to teach you guys how to feel that alignment in your body. And when I'm helping people, I'm helping them understand, what does that tangibly feel like, and what story are you telling yourself that's keeping you from the alignment, that's withholding, it's sort of pulling you back from the truth, what you actually want to experience, right? And I just want you guys to know that at every level of your life, the resistance will show up. At every level of your life, the tapes will come up. At every level of your life, no matter how much you've accomplished or no matter how much you've surpassed, that's going to happen. But what makes a difference is if you are cultivating tools and you are investing in your mind and you are investing in your awareness, you are going to get to the point where you get better at navigating that stuff. And I was just having this conversation with my husband because I've been under so much pressure and stress this month that me a few years ago would have had a complete mental breakdown. Having to deal with leaving a job, finding out my private practice was closing, having to find a new location for my practice, having to invest a ton of money in putting this practice up and running. Like, finding the licensures, calling the city, calling the police department, like all of the stuff I've had to do in a very, very short period of time, I would have had a meltdown. Plus, manage my online business, show up for my students, show up for my private clients, show up for my massage clients, be a mom, be in a relationship, right? Like, that's a lot. It was a lot to navigate. And I commented on how together I was, even when all of that was happening, how much grace I had for myself and how much like follow through I had. I didn't drop balls. I just kept flowing with it. I kept leaning into the alignment and like really allowing life to guide me and to give me and to show me what was available to me. And I made time for meditation. I made time for the practices that meant a lot to me. And this has been such evidence of the amount of growth that is possible when you really commit to yourself, like full force. I have committed more to my personal growth in this past year than I have ever. And it's really evident to me in what I have yielded as a result of that. Really evident to me. I'm still stuffing manuals. I'm not kidding about having probably hire some people to help me with this like in the next couple months, because there's a lot of y'all. There's a lot of manuals that I have to stuff. So yeah, it's been a ride, and I just felt inspired to come online and talk about that with you guys and talk about how much beauty has been born from seemingly awful circumstances. And specifically, like right now, something that's rapidly changing is my relationship to food. And given how much stress I've been under this month with everything I've had to do, I have been so surprised at how I have not been emotionally eating or even wanting to eat. I have not turned to food at all to serve me other than to nourish me. And I've been very wanting to nourish myself actually very, very well, knowing that this time of pressure required almost more higher quality of nourishment than before. And so I'm putting together a group for May that focuses on food. That's my May project. It starts May 6th. My best friend and I, who's also a coach, is helping me put this together. And we're basically getting a group of people together who want to focus on healing their food relationship. And I'm giving them the same very basic like portion control tools, and it's a digital program. You're going to get a workbook. You're going to get all this stuff to follow along with it, which is really cool. But I'm adding something to it that I've never done before. So most of my fitness and nutrition clients, when they come to me, they join my online community, which is a Workout Warrior Wellness Studio. And in there, say when I go live once a month, we do live Q&A or live coaching. And then they also get that consistent group support. They can post for accountability. They can ask questions, etc. But I've never added one-on-one coaching to anything that I've offered. And so for the month of May, for people who wanted to work specifically on their nutrition, I was going to add an option for one-on-one coaching. So what that would look like is for those 30 days that you are joining us, you're also not only getting that group component, but you're getting weekly 1-hour calls with me, like on video, like FaceTime or Zoom. And you also have unlimited access via email or Voxer or Messenger to me in between calls to help you work on the mindset component of this work, of the food relationship. So that's brand new. I just decided to create that and add that into our May program. So anybody who wants to join us for May, specifically again to work on their nutrition, fitness is not necessary. You don't have to want to work out. You can just want to focus on your food. So fitness component is optional. You will now get the option to just join the group with the tools and do the group work, or you can join the group and get private coaching with me. That's something new. So if you're interested in that, then send me a message and I'll tell you what that looks like price point wise, what your investment is in that. Otherwise, if you want to work on that, but also want to work on other things, so life components, wealth components, relationship components, etc., then we can also set you up with one-on-one contracts. I have a 6-week coaching contract and a 12-week one. And they both include what I just mentioned. So you get an hour call every week. You get unlimited contact in between calls. You also, with my private coaching contract, so my 6-week or my 12-week, you get TAU, my Alignment Mastery Program, for free. So you get in there, you get a manual sent to you. For the length of time that you're doing coaching with me, you're going to get a manual just like all the other students. You're going to get on the calls just like every other student. So not only will you have one weekly one-on-one call with me for 6 or 12 weeks, you'll also get one weekly group call for 6 or 12 weeks. That means that you get access to coaching 2 times a week, and the TAU program is free. Normally TAU is a monthly membership. It would be included with private coaching. That is a bomb deal because TAU is amazing and these manuals are amazing. So if you're seriously considering that, then you can join us. How do I sign up for TAU? So TAU membership is closed for May. So all the manuals that are going out for May have already been printed. So if you were going to join TAU, it would be for June. So I can send you the link to sign up for June, but it's closed for May. If you signed up for private coaching, then I would send you a digital copy of the manual, and then you could join us starting for May. So you wouldn't get a physical copy, you'd get a digital copy, but you could still follow the prompts, and you would get into TAU. But if you're just joining TAU, you'd have to, if you can enroll now, but you would be getting in for June, is how that would work. So let me know what you want to do. I can send you the information for both if you want to do that. And there's also payment plans for the private coaching contracts. So there's like 2 options for each contract that you can look at as well. So yeah, that's what's going on for May. Again, TAU for May is closed. But if you do private coaching, you can get the digital version of the manual and get into TAU. And otherwise, you'd be joining us for June. And if you specifically only want to focus on nutrition, then you can join us for our May 6th group, which will be 30 days. The nutrition group will be 30 days. It's a nutrition focus group, and it's going to be for those 30 days. So if you want to join the nutrition group, let me know, and I will give you the info for that. Oh, Tanya, I just saw you said happy to help for stuff. I'm going to have to like recruit you for helping me. Tanya is one of the students in TAU, for helping me do these manuals. That might be something that I have to do, is get you to come over so you can help me. I'm also sending out stones to every time a student is in TAU for 3 months, they get a gift from me, and then 6 months they get another gift, and a year they get another gift. And actually it's cool because when you're in TAU for over 6 months, you get a bonus call every month on wealth, which is really cool. It's called Advanced Alignment. And then when you get to the year, it's Alignment Mastery, and you get even cooler stuff, which I haven't announced yet. So I'm still putting together the year program, but once you're in there for a year, you get all the things. So all the people who are hitting their 6 months now, because I launched TAU in January, are getting a free 30-minute private coaching call with me, which is really rad, worth a couple $100. And, oh, I ran out of envelopes. How did this occur? Yeah, and they're also getting an extra bonus call every month, which is so cool. You guys want to see the stones I got for this next round? These are beautiful. It's a fluorite stone. You can't really appreciate it in the light. It's so pretty. So also the stones I choose for the students each round is different. Depends on the group of students. I'm always led to a different stone, and it's always like the perfect stone for them, of course, naturally. Do y'all have any questions about anything that I have shared? Ask away. These are the certificates for the people who have been there for 6 months. They came out so beautiful. So pumped for them to receive them. I know this is kind of just like me, like very casually rambling and stuffing envelopes, but I just felt inspired to come on live. So I was like, I'm just gonna do it. I'm just gonna come on live and talk about it. You guys have any questions for me? Maybe you guys have lived through some of the same stuff I've lived through, and you're like, no, there is no light at the end of the tunnel, but there really is, I promise. Promise, I promise. So quiet, everybody's just listening while I stuff these envelopes. I usually try not to do stuff while I'm on live video because I can get distracted by like my perfectionism and like preparing packages, but I have to get these done tonight because they have to be mailed out tomorrow. So I did not have an option. Everyone's all attentive. Yeah. Well done, guys. I'm impressed with your attention span. Well done. Well done. All right. Well, thank you guys for joining me. I hope that me sharing my story was in some way inspiring to you about what's possible in your reality, that if you're living through something challenging, you begin to believe that you can find your way out of it, that it doesn't have to be that way. You don't have to stay where you are. Because I know for a long time, I just wished someone would tell me, like, it gets better. You know, I just wished someone would tell me there is a way out and you're not always going to be where you are. So I'm doing that for you guys now. I'm letting y'all know that there is a way through, that you're not always just going to be where you are. Yes, you are living it now. You are living change. I am so proud of you. Tanya has done so much growth since we've been working together. She's actually one of my massage clients, and then she became a friend and a fellow coach, and now she's a TAU student, and she's killing it in her life. She's doing amazing. Amazing. So much growth. I'm so proud of you. She's done a lot of scary stuff in a short period of time. You should feel very proud of yourself. Have to revisit all these manuals so I can put their certificates inside. It's like, I should have thought of this before I put the manuals in the envelopes. All right, my loves. I'm going to complete these envelopes for all my lovies in TAU. And if you want more information, either about our nutrition group, which starts May 6th, or TAU for June, or private coaching, and if you do sign up for private coaching, you can right away get into TAU. Let me know. I am happy to serve you guys. I will edit the title of this video and put all the links for where you can read and learn about each thing. All right? All right, my loves. Have an amazing night. Thanks for hopping on.